Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do a video that I know a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. The definitive video of how to make a long egg. So almost a year ago, last April the 1st in fact, I published a video called The Long Egg-Speriment, which was well received and has had lots of viewers, some of whom just really don't get the point, but a lot of them loved it. And what it was me trying to make a long egg. What's a long egg, Keefy? Well, if you've ever had a thing called a Gala Pie, which it's a long pork pie baked in a loaf tin, and it has boiled egg running down the middle. Now traditionally that would just be normal eggs with the ends cut off and laid side to side, but industrially there is a machine that can produce these things called long eggs, where it's continuous, so you get the same amount of egg in every slice. It's brilliant, and I thought I want to try that. Anyway, it turned out to be easier said than done, and in the end I didn't really succeed easily. So anyway, I've spent a bit of money and a bit of time on R&D, and I've now got, I think, a foolproof method for making a long egg. And if you're in America, you've probably heard of a thing called a rollie, which is a vertical cooking system that produces a kind of egg lollipop that looks a bit like a long egg from the outside, but it's not inside because the yolk isn't continuous. Anyway, long egg, easy when you know how. Let's do it. Right, here's what you need to make a long egg. Something to contain the egg while it's cooking, something to act as a placeholder for the egg yolk, which we take out and then fill with egg yolk, a bit of silicone baking sheet to line the tube with, another bit to line the bottom with, and some cooking spray, oil, to make it properly non-stick, because I know from bitter experience without the oil that will not work. Also, a couple of spacers to hold the rod right in the centre of the eggs, a little funnel, pair of scissors, a little whisk, and 5½ eggs separated. Okay, 6. Depends on the size of your eggs, obviously. So I'll just explain about this. This is 40mm polypropylene waste pipe with a 40mm polypropylene compression fitting, and that's perfect because we can remove it at the end to help us get the egg out, and it doesn't leak, so that's grand. Now, to actually cook the egg, you will need a vessel that's tall enough to contain the tube. This happens to be a plastic waste bin, and if you've got a pot that's big enough, that would be great, or a pan. Otherwise, improvise. And also something to heat the water with. This is a sous vide immersion circulator. It's an ANOVA precision cooker, which I've got this heating the water to 85 degrees Celsius. If you don't have one of those, and chances are you don't, you can just do it in a big pan on the stove. But use a digital thermometer if you've got one to try and keep the temperature more or less stable. So you're probably thinking it's an almighty palaver to make this thing, and you're not wrong. And maybe you think you could get a big test tube or some kind of jar or glass or whatever to do it with, ready-made. That would be brilliant. And I've searched and searched and searched for something that would do the 4 things it needs to do. 1, it needs to be food safe. 2, it needs to be heat resistant. 3, it needs to be non-stick. And 4, it needs to be exactly the right size. Haven't found anything yet, but if you can find it, let me know. Right, so we're ready to start making the long egg, and first thing to do is line your plastic tube and cap with bits of the silicone. And so I've just cut this piece so that it'll fit into the bottom, and just give it a spray with the oil and whack that in there. I've done a few where I'd forgotten to put this in and the yolk sticks to it, but the white doesn't, and it's very exciting and total fail. But there you go. And then the piece to line the tube. I've cut this fairly exactly so it does line the tube without overlapping. And you do need this so that you can actually pull the egg white out when it's cooked. Quite important. Alright, so I'll just roll that up a bit and pop it into the pipe. Perfect. And leave a bit sticking out the top because that acts as a kind of handle. And away we go. I'll put the thing together and screw the cap on. No, I've forgotten a bit. We need to put the washer or the spacer in first because it is it's quite a tight fit. And this is actually made from MDF, which is, you know, perfectly food safe, so don't worry about it. Bit of oil on there to stop the egg sticking. There we go. And put the rod in. Okay, and that's the rod in place there. So now we put the bottom on. Alrighty, look at that. And now we need to put the egg white in. Carefully, try not to spill it. Okay, so that's come to about just 1/4 of an inch, 5 mil below the edge, or the top. Now we want to put the top spacer on. So there's the top spacer in there, and now we just slap it in the hot water. That's at 85 degrees Celsius, and let that cook for ½ an hour. And I'm actually going to top up the water level to get it as close as I can to the top of the tube. Okie dokie, we've had ½ an hour, so I'm going to turn the temperature down to 75 and get the egg white out. And what I need to do now is, well, I'll get the top spacer off that and then get the rod out, the Teflon rod from the middle. And if you twist it, it comes out more easily. Wonderful, look at that. Perfect tube of egg white, yay. So now we put the egg yolk in. Oh, right, let's just come up above the top a little bit, that'll be okay. Now what do? We need to take some of that water out and replace it with cold water to bring the temperature down a bit more quickly. So it's come down to 73.7, there, rising again. Okay, so I'll just pop this back in and I'll check it after 20 minutes and see how we're getting on. Right, so I stopped it floating about by weighing it down with a little bowl. And now, well, he's had ½ an hour actually. So I'm just gonna stick a skewer in. That is solid, so that's cool. Now we're ready to unveil it. And I've done this so many times now, I'm just, you know, if it works, it works. I think it will work. Oh, we can turn the noisy thing off. Right, so unscrew the end first. Oh, okay. There's the silicone. There's the MDF. So let's see if we can. Right, yes we can. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that. That is absolutely a perfect long egg. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. I'm going to the pub. Yay. So I'm not going to slice that or anything. because I need it intact to make another long pie with, not a Gala pie this time, but next time you'll probably see a video of that. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there's links to the original long experiment and the second batch of long experiments, and also possibly a link to how to make a Gala pie, and subscribe to me and donate to this channel. Thank you for watching.